And good afternoon, good night, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the True Conductor Show. Man, it's been a rough couple of days. Um, I had a lot of dental work done, and I've been fasting for the last 4 days. I haven't had any food, just liquids. And it's kind of challenging. Plus the fact I'm trying, my body's fighting something off too. So it's been these last couple of days been extremely challenging, but I'm believing God for some stuff. So in order to get it, I'm just gonna follow what He say do: fast and pray. And so that's what I'm doing, man. I'm fasting and praying because I'm believing God for a sponsor for this message right here. That'll solve all my issues. A sponsor for this message would solve everything for me. So that's what I'm believing God for. All right. But today, Saturday in Proverbs. As you know, I am not a Seventh-day Adventist or Jehovah Witness. I just follow my calendar. And my calendar goes from Sunday to Saturday. So, and that's what I follow. And because this is the Sabbath, I don't do tours on this day. I don't work on this day. I don't do anything. You know, I just rest. I treat this as a day of rest, and I got to tell you, it ain't easy, especially when you used to doing um, Universal. Thank you for joining me. And there's a lot happening in the atmosphere. Notice the what do they call them, lights, northern lights, are stretching all the way down to Florida. You know, it's some different energy, man. I keep telling y'all, it's some different energy, and you can stay in that old negative energy if you want to. It's gonna destroy you, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. They don't want to change. They want to stay the same, and it's gonna be their demise. Okay. So, like I said, we do Saturday in Proverbs. Proverbs is the one book in the Bible that has a chapter for every day of the month. There are 31 chapters in Proverbs, 31 days. And when there are not 31 days, just keep reading until you catch up. That's how you do that. Okay? And the reason I like Proverbs is because Proverbs will show you how to live today. You don't have to go back in your mind 2,000 years when Jesus was walking to try to understand Proverbs. Proverbs was written by King Solomon. King Solomon was the wisest man ever. No man will be as wise. And some of these proverbs that you read, you'll be able to see some aspects of your life. Okay? So Father, let's pray and get in the word. Father, thank you for another day around your word. Speak through my mind, speak through my heart, and speak through my lips, so that I may precisely articulate this word to pierce the hearing and the vision of your children, so that we can live the righteous lifestyle that you have ordained for us to live. In Jesus' name, amen. Um, so since the day is 11th, we're going to start on the 11th chapter, okay? Dishonest scales are an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Dishonest scale is cheating. Okay? Anytime you have dishonest scale, that person is cheating. All right? So it says, and you know how I do this? I try to give you definitions because I don't want to assume that you know what the word means. It says dishonest scales are an abomination to the Lord. So let's look up that word abomination. Abomination, a thing that causes disgust or hatred. Okay? It says dishonest scales are an abomination to the Lord. That's something that disgusts and he hates. But a just weight is his delight. Verse 2. When pride comes, then comes shame. But with the humble is wisdom. See, matter of fact, let's look up that word pride. Pride. A feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievement. The achievements of those with whom one closely associated are from qualities or possessions that are widely admired. A feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements. See, when it says when pride comes, then comes shame. Matter of fact, let me read to you what it says in the Message Bible. The stuck up fall flat on their faces, but down to earth people stand firm. See, when you have pride, it's all about you. That you're the center of attention. When you get pride, and it says, when pride comes, then comes shame. But with the humble is wisdom. Verse 3, the integrity of the upright will guide them, but the perversity of the unfaithful will destroy them. Okay? The integrity of the upright will guide them, but the perversity of the unfaithful will destroy them. Let's look at that word perversity. Perversity, a deliberate desire to behave in an unreasonable or unacceptable way. Perversity, a deliberate desire to behave in an unreasonable or unacceptable way. And it says the integrity of the upright will guide them. Why will the integrity? Because you're doing it the right way. You're not lying, you're not cheating, you're not deceiving. Okay? All right? But the perversity of the unfaithful will destroy them. And we say perversity is a deliberate desire to behave in an unreasonable or unacceptable way. Verse 4. Riches do not profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. Verse 5. The righteousness of the blameless will direct his way. All right. But the wicked will fall by his own wickedness. See, when you live a, matter of fact, let me see. This is what it says in the Message Bible. Moral character makes for smooth traveling, and an evil life is a hard life. Because you're deceiving, you're cheating, you're dividing when you live an evil life. Okay? Verse 6. The righteousness of the upright will deliver them, but the unfaithful will be caught by their lust. In the Message Bible, it says good character is the best insurance. Crooks get trapped in their sinful lusts. Okay? Verse 7. When a wicked man dies, his expectation will perish, and the hope of the unjust perishes. Verse 8. The righteous is delivered from trouble, and it comes to the wicked instead. Let me read that. Let me read that in the Message Bible to you. A good person is saved from much trouble. A bad person runs straight into it. See, when you're a good person, you think proactive. You're always out ahead of yourself when you're a good person. That's how you know what's coming. That's how nothing is going to surprise you when you're proactive. It's the reactive people, that are the ones that get destroyed. Okay? Verse 9. The hypocrite with his mouth destroys his neighbor, but through knowledge the righteous will be delivered. This is what it says in the Message Bible. The loose tongue of the godless spread destruction. The common sense of the godly preserves them. And see, and right now, and that means that, see, don't talk too much. Stop telling everybody what's on your mind or what your intentions are. Let them start guessing some of the things that you're going to be doing. Verse 10. When it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices. And when the wicked perish, there is jubilation. This is what it says in the Message Bible. When it goes well for the good people, the whole town cheers. When it goes badly for bad people, the town celebrates. Okay? Because they want to see some accountability. And when bad people finally start being held accountable, then there will be jubilation, because people will start seeing some accountability. Verse 11. By the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it's overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. Message Bible. When right living people bless the city, it flourishes. Evil talk turns it into a ghost town in no time. Okay? Because evil don't have compassion. Evil people are not trying to uplift, to encourage, to promote. Only thing they're looking is for their own self-gratification. Verse 12. He who is devoid of wisdom despises his neighbor, but a man of understanding holds his peace. Listen, he who is devoid of wisdom despises his neighbor, but a man of understanding holds his peace. In other words, they ain't gonna react to any and everything. There's some things that just ain't gonna move a person of understanding. In fact, this is what it says in the Message Bible. Mean-spirited slander is heartless. Quiet discretion accompanies good sense. And see, when you got discretion, in fact, let's look up that word discretion. Discretion. The quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offense. Gamer, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining. Or revealing private information. when you have discretion. There's some things that you don't tolerate. There's some things you don't participate in when you have discretion. Okay? There are some things you're not going to allow when you have discretion. All right? Verse 13. A talebearer reveals secret, but he who is of a faithful spirit conceals a matter. And see, that talebearer not only will bring you a bone, but will carry a bone about you. Let me say that again. See, that talebearer, in fact, let's look up that word, because I don't want you to. Talebearer, a person who spreads gossip, scandals, or rumors. A talebearer, a person who spreads gossip, scandal, or rumors. They always got to be the ones to have something hot off the press. They're the ones, if you're looking for something hot off the press, go to a talebearer. They can't keep nothing. Matter of fact, that's how they get the attention that they get, because they're eager to talk about what they know. Verse 14. Where there is no counsel, the people fall. But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. In other words, you can't do this by yourself. In fact, let's see what the Message Bible say. Without good direction, people lose their way. The more wise counsel you follow, the better your chances. And when you get wise counsel, that's from somebody that know what they're talking about. Let me say that again. See, wise counsel is somebody that know what they're talking about. And sometimes that counsel might not be what you want to hear. See, it might be uncomfortable for you, but it's good for you. And a lot of times, people don't want to take counsel that is bitter, but it's good for them. They want something that'll tickle their ears, that'll make them feel good, and then it's acceptable. Okay? But wise counsel is not always pleasant. Verse 15. He who is surety for a stranger will suffer, but one who hates being surety is secure. Surety is co-signing. Matter of fact, let me give you the definition. Surety, a person who takes responsibility for another's performance of an undertaking. And it says, he who is surety for a stranger. When you take accountability and responsibility for a stranger, you will suffer. But one who hates being surety is secure. That's why you shouldn't co-sign for people. All right? Because when you co-sign for a person, you're actually taking on that responsibility for yourself. You're taking on that responsibility now. And if that person fails in their obligation, you are now responsible for it. You see? And how many times, man, have we gotten caught up in being a co-signer for family and friends, only to get bit in the end, because it's something that we have to take responsibility for. Verse 16. A gracious woman retains honor, but ruthless men retain riches. A gracious woman retains honor. Let's look up that word gracious. Gracious, courteous, kind, and pleasant. That's my wife. My wife is a gracious woman. Courteous, kind, and pleasant. But it says, but ruthless men retain riches. Let's look up that word ruthless. Ruthless. Having no pity. Merciless, cruel. It says, a gracious woman retain honor, but ruthless men retain riches. Matter of fact, this is what it says in the Message Bible. A woman of gentle grace gets respect, but men of rough violence grab for loot. Okay? They retain wealth. Verse 17. The merciful man does good for his own soul, but he who is cruel troubles his own flesh. All right? Listen, the merciful man does good for his own soul, but he who is cruel troubles his own flesh. Verse 18. The wicked man does deceptive work, but he who sows righteousness will have a sure reward. Okay? Why is that, true conductor? Because he's uniting people. He's not deceiving people. He's not cheating people. He's not trying to get over on people. All right? This is what it says in the Message Bible. When you're kind to others, you help yourself. When you're cruel to others, you hurt yourself. It's just that simple. What goes around comes around. Okay? Verse 19. As righteousness leads to life, so he who pursues evil pursues it to his own death. In the Message Bible it say, take your stand with God's loyal community and live, or chase after phantoms of evil and die. You know, and to me, that's a lot of people that are chasing these get rich quick schemes. That always trying to get something for nothing. Okay? Verse 20. Those who have a perverse heart are an abomination to the Lord, but the blameless in the ways are his delight. Verse 21. Though they join forces, the wicked will not go unpunished, but the posterity of the righteous will be delivered. Okay. And the Message Bible say, count on this. The wicked won't get off scot-free, and God's loyal people will triumph. Verse 22. As a ring of gold in a swine's snout, so is a lovely woman who lacks discretion. Listen, as a ring of gold in a swine's snout, so is a lovely woman who lacks discretion. In the Message Bible it says, like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful face on an empty head. And everything that a pigs do, they do with their snout. They dig in the mud with their snout. And it says, as a ring of gold in a swine's snout, That, 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 that ring of gold ain't gonna get no respect. So is a lovely woman who lacks discretion. And 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 you can go on OnlyFans right now and see a lot of lovely women without discretion because they just after the money. And see, when you lack discretion, any and everything goes. You don't have any boundaries when you lack discretion. In fact, let me give you the definition of discretion. Discretion. The quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to not cause an offense or revealing private information. Discretion. You got boundaries, man. When you have discretion, some things you just ain't gonna do. Some things you just ain't gonna accept. And right now, you got a lot of people out here, especially a lot of these young kids, the one thing they lack is discretion. Because anything that comes up comes out. And whatever gets the most clicks, that's what they're going to indulge in. Regardless to how bad it may be, they don't care. Because they lack discretion, they ain't got no boundaries. And when you have discretion, you have boundaries. There's just some things you're not going to do. There are some things you're not going to accept when you have discretion. And there are some things that you're not going to let people do around you when you have discretion. Okay? Verse 23. The desire of the righteous is only good, but the expectation of the wicked is wrath. It says in the Message Bible, it says the desire of good people leads straight to the best, but the wicked ambitions ends in angry frustration because nothing ain't gonna work. And you got a lot of people right now that are counting their chickens before they hatch. And you can see that with this election cycle that we got going on. A lot of people have automatically assumed the outcome. And they don't know. Okay? Verse 24. There's one who scatters, yet increases more. And there is one who withholds more than is right, but it leads to poverty. See, this is one of the things that this is one of the things for people to grasp. You can't get blessed with a closed hand. You can't get blessed. And you got a lot of people that are walking around that don't want to be a blessing because of their fears. And see, it's how you gave from your heart that you're going to get back. It ain't what that person is going to do that's coming back to you. It's how you gave from your heart. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't know how to give from their heart because they're too busy worried about what that person is going to do. And when you that way, your motives are wrong. And see, because what goes around comes around. And you'll notice that the majority of the people that got closed fists, that don't want to uplift, don't want to share, don't want to give, are always the ones that are looking for a blessing. Let me say that again. See, the Bible says, be careful how you treat a stranger, because you never know when you're entertaining an angel unaware. The other day, Wednesday, I saw this guy. Clearly he was homeless, walking down in front of the White House. Clearly, when I saw him walk by me, I noticed him. But then I saw him walking back by me. And I got on my microphone. I said, hey, man, hey, come here. He pointed to me. I said, yeah, come here. Come here. And I said, look, brother, I don't know what's going on, but here, take this $7 and go get you some food. This ain't the place you want to hang out. This is not the place. All right? Because if you're going to come down here, eventually they're going to zoom in on you. And you don't want that. So take this little piece of money and go ahead and get the hell away from here. Because this is not the place you want to be. Okay? And I do that often with people that I see, man, take this little money and go. Okay? Leave. And I'd rather do that. I got a hot dog stand. Every time I get ready to go to the bathroom in McDonald's, I pass this hot, and twice a week at least, I give this guy $7. Man, feed somebody. You know, if they find if somebody come by here down on their luck, feed them. Okay, and at least twice a week, I make sure he got some extra money that he can give somebody a meal, and it's not coming out of his pocket. See, the majority of the people don't know how to give because they have conditions on their giving, and that's why they can't receive, because they got conditions on their giving. Okay, verse 25, the generous soul will be made rich, and he who waters will also be watered himself. See, that's what I'm talking. Listen, verse 25 in the Message Bible. The one who blesses others is abundantly blessed. Those who help others are helped. And you got a lot of people right now wanting help, but they ain't trying to help nobody else. Their help is on a one-way street, okay? Their help is all about them. And that's not how God operates. It says, the generous soul will be made rich, and he who waters will also be watered himself. You know, sometimes I think about how many people that have missed the opportunity to be a blessing to me on my way up. See, once I get there, ain't no blessing because I got plenty of money. So you're giving me money then, ain't no blessing. But when I was on my way up, you ignored me. You walked by me. But then once I get there, now you think you want to be a blessing. And that's not where the blessing is. The blessing is on the way up, not when you get there. And so many people, man, walk by and could be a blessing and don't, and pass that opportunity, and our paths will never cross again. But they have an opportunity to be a blessing, and they don't. Verse 26, the people will curse him who withhold grain, but blessing will be on the head of him who sells it. In the Message Bible, curses on those who drive a hard bargain, blessing on all who play fair and square. Man, when you treat people right, when you do right by people, they're a blessing. When you're not trying to milk them for every penny that you can get, because sometimes it ain't worth it. Verse 27, He who honestly seek good find favor, but trouble will come to him who seeks evil. The Message Bible. The one who seeks good finds delight. The student of evil becomes evil. And I got to tell y'all, man, we're in a different time. There's a different alignment in the heavens. And the Bible says, as above, so below. And this is why you can see that they had yesterday, this whole weekend, especially yesterday, they had all these solar flares. That's why you can see the northern lights as low as you can. I mean, they're saying people as far as Florida will be able to see the northern lights. That's a rare phenomenon. That's a different energy. And a lot of people are taking things like this for granted. And they still want to be the same nasty, evil, divisive person that they always been. And not realizing that's all they're going to get back. You cannot come out here and do evil and think God gonna bless you. You can't come out here dividing people, deceiving people, cheating people, and think God gonna bless you. It's not gonna happen. Okay? Verse 27. No, verse 28. He who trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like foliage. When you're doing right by people, man, that's the only way God can bless you. That's the only way God can promote you. It's when you do right by people. And sometimes it's the people that are doing right that are the ones that's getting cheated, taken for granted, and all of the other stuff. Okay? Verse 29. He who troubles his own house will inherit the wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise of heart. See, there's a blessing on being a good person. Now, being a good person does not mean you're perfect. Let me say that again. Being a good person does not mean you're perfect. Being a good person means you ain't gonna screw over nobody. You ain't gonna take advantage of nobody when you're a good person. Okay? God can trust you. There are times, man, that people give me money and God say, put it aside. Don't spend that. Put it aside. And as bad as I might need it, I put it aside until I come to the opportunity. Here's somebody talking about good deeds are but dirty rags to the Almighty. Show me that in the Bible. When it says right now, well, let's look at this. This is verse 30. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he who wins soul is wise. Bernie, show it to me. Show me the scripture. Show me the scripture. Telling me it's in the Bible. Telling me, and then and in what context? In what context? Yeah, good deeds from evil people are nothing but dirty rags to the Almighty. You're right. You're absolutely right. Because if you're doing good deeds and you live in a wicked lifestyle, it is but dirty rags to the Almighty. You're absolutely right on that. You're absolutely 100% right. If you're an evil, crooked, conniving liar, your good deeds are nothing but dirty rags. You're right. You're right. Okay? Well, 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 then explain this. He who honestly seeks good find favor, but trouble will come to him who seeks evil. See, doing good, you got to have a good lifestyle to back that up. It's not, you know what? Who is this? I'm not going to even block you. I'm not going to even block you. I'm not going to even block you. I bless you, man. Because um, the truth will be revealed. And it all has to do with the lifestyle that you live. And if you live a righteous lifestyle, your good is because you're a distraction. That's why. That's why. But but uh, no problem. No problem. But there's a lifestyle that you have to live. And if you're not living that lifestyle, if you're not living a righteous life, just like I said, when you live a righteous lifestyle, you ain't perfect. You're not perfect, but you're not harmful. You ain't gonna take advantage of people. You're not gonna use people. You're not gonna lie and deceive people when you live a righteous lifestyle. And if you're doing all of that lying, deceiving, cheating, and dividing, your good deeds are nothing but dirty rags. Because God can't bless you if you cheating, lying, deceiving. I don't care how much good, he can't bless that. Because that goes against his word. Matter of fact, um, I just had that. See, it says, where is this? The generous soul will be made rich. Okay? And he who waters will also be watered himself. When you got a generous soul, man, you don't have no strings attached. You ain't got no agenda. You ain't got no hidden uh, uh, reason why you're doing what you're doing. You're doing it from your heart. And if you can't do good from your heart, God can't bless that. Because he said out of the heart comes the issues of life. And if you can't do good out of your heart, then you have an agenda. You have a motive. God can't bless that when you got a motive for your good. And see, and that's the mistake a lot of people who call themselves Christians are doing good with a motive. See, they have an agenda behind why they do what they do. And when you're a good person, you ain't got no agenda. You ain't got no motives. You doing this out of the pureness of your heart. Okay? And a lot of times, it's not even appreciated. The good that you do. And sometimes, and see, and here's the thing about doing good. Doing good is not always necessarily for you. Sometimes you're doing good for generations that your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, that you might not ever see. Because that good is still going to be on your bloodline. And somebody is going to benefit from it. Man, my grandmama lived to be 100 years old, dead and gone. And I know right now, at 71 years young, I'm still benefiting from some of the good that my grandmama did. I'm benefiting from the good that I saw her do. And she dead and gone. And I'm 71. And I'm still benefiting from some of the good that she sold into the earth realm. So some of that good is not always necessarily to come back to you. It's to come back to future generations. Verse 29. He who troubles his own house will inherit the wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise of heart. Okay? In the Message Bible, exploit or abuse your family and end up with a fistful of air. Common sense tells you it's a stupid way to live. And right now, you got a lot of people that will abuse and misuse the very people that they call family. And don't have any remorse about it. Verse 29. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life. And notice it says the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life. And he who wins souls is wise. See, you can't be a wicked person. It's not the fruit of the wicked. It's not a tree of life. That's death. But the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life. Verse 31. If the righteous will be recompensed on the earth, how much more the ungodly and the sinner? Listen, if good people barely make it, what's in store for the wicked? If good people barely make it, what's in store for the wicked? You see, and all of this comes down to the lifestyle that you choose to live. And only you can make this choice. And only you. See, at the end of the day, when you close your eyes, how you live ain't gonna have no impact on me. And vice versa. At the end of the day, when I close my eyes, how I live, because I'm hiding some dental issues. That's why. I'm hiding some dental issues. Welcome. This is your first time, because if you've been coming here for a minute, you would know that. But soon, man, I'm close. I'm close to. I won't have to have this mask. I'm real close. All right. Well, if it's hard to hear me, then go somewhere else. Every time I listen to the replay, I hear me just fine. I listen to my replay, I hear me just fine. So if it's a problem for you, go somewhere else. You ain't got to stay. You don't have to stay. You can leave. It's just that simple. I know. This ain't got nothing to do with COVID. But the Bible say a prudent man will hide shame. And right now, my dental issue is shameful to me. So I hide it. Besides, when I become rich and famous, and I'm in public, me and my wife, we'll always have a mask on. So we can sit down and talk to each other, and can't nobody, not have to worry about nobody reading our lips. I'm going to take this idea and give it to the wealthy. All these entertainers, you watch. I'm going to have all these entertainers and athletes wearing this mask. When there are a few tweaks, and that's my idea. So when they sitting down in public, they ain't got to be doing this and and doing this and all. No, you can talk. You can have an intimate conversation, and if they ain't sitting right there under you, they'll never know because they can't read your lips. See, that's how I think. Okay, that's how I'm thinking. And it just so happened that my dental issue showed me this discovery. When people, all entertainers and all these politicians, when they get in public, they're going to have this mask on. So they ain't got to worry about nobody reading it, and they can say what they want. They can sit down. Man, I can sit next to my wife and be telling her what I'm going to do to her when I get home. And you'll never know because you can't read my lips. How exciting would that be? Boy, I can sit there and have that intimate conversation with her. Yeah. In public with thousands of people around me, and y'all don't know what we talking about. Because our mouths are covered. All right? All right, that's the end of chapter 11. Okay? And like I said, man, hey, Tanya, I hope business is fine, girl. I hope business is going well for you. I hope it is. I hope it is. I pray an abundant amount of success on you, girl. And I hope soon you have to start hiring people. That's how fast I want to see your business grow, that you got to start hiring some people to get the work done, because you can't do it all by yourself. And don't be scared. Don't be scared, Tanya. Listen to your intuition. When your intuition tells you to do something, don't question it. Just do it. You might not understand it. You might not see it, but do it. Because it's growing in your mind. Okay? And when your ideas start growing in your mind, you're going to see different ways to express it. You're going to see different things that are going to come to you. Different ways of doing things are going to come to you. Don't be afraid of that. Embrace it. And it will always keep coming to you. Okay? When your ideas start growing, you're going to start seeing different versions. And that's what makes a lot of people afraid. Because the stuff they see, they don't see how they can do it. Rather than step into it and trying. All right? All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. As you see, man, I got a little, I'm sweating this cold out, boy. You're welcome. I'm sweating this cold out. And like I said, this is my 4th day. I haven't had any food. This is 4th day, just liquids. I haven't had any food. And I'm trying to make it to 7. I'm trying to make it to 7. I'm trying to go 7 days without food, just liquids. And boy, that food is calling me too. I ain't lying, because I love me some avocados. And them avocados are calling. You know you want one. Come on, fix your avocado sandwich. Calling me. But I'm trying to resist it because I'm believing God. I'm believing God for some things. And matter of fact, let me show you. Let me show you so that you can see. This is Isaiah chapter 58. Is this not the fast? I'm going to start at verse 6. Is this not the fast I have chosen, to loose the bonds of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, to let the oppressed go free, and that you break every yoke? Is it not to share your bread with the hungry, and you bring to your house the poor who are cast out? When you see the naked, that you cover him, and hide not yourself from your own flesh, then your light will break forth like the morning, your healing shall spring forth speedily, and your righteousness shall go before you. The glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard. Then you shall call, and the Lord will answer. You shall cry, and he will say, here I am. And that's from fasting. And that's what a lot of people don't want to deny themselves is food. And it ain't easy denying yourself of food. Let me say that again. It ain't easy to deny yourself of food, okay? Because you got to get your body to a point where you got the discipline that when that temptation come upon you, that you can turn your back on it. And see, that's the mistake that a lot of Christians make. They don't know how to turn their backs on temptation. They entertain it. And see, when you start entertaining temptation, that's when you're vulnerable to give in. But if you turn your back on it and you ignore it, how is it going to tempt you? Let me ask you that question again. If you turn your back on temptation and ignore it, how can it tempt you? What power does it have over you? None. It only gets power over you when you start entertaining it. See, that's when you are vulnerable. When you start entertaining temptation and your weaknesses. Man, when you see one of your weaknesses coming down the street, you need to head out in the other direction. And don't have to tell people why you're running. But just run, because you know that's one of your weaknesses. That's your temptation. You have to turn your back on temptation. And a lot of people don't have that discipline. And see, and that's what fasting will do. You ain't never seen a hungry man horny. Let me say that again. You've never seen a hungry man horny. They only get horny, man, when they belly full. When they're hungry, the last thing they're thinking about is sex. And for some of y'all, man, y'all need to fast to break that sex addiction that you have on yourself. By fasting. That's how you're going to break it, fasting. Because you ain't going to find no hungry man horny. Ain't no hungry man going to be trying to make a call in the midnight hour. They looking for some food. And see, fasting will give you the discipline to be able to turn your back and say no. Okay? And here's another thing. And sometimes when you start fasting, you might fall. Don't beat yourself up. Get back up and start over. Just cause you didn't make it as many days as you wanted, get up and start over again. Until you can get your footing and you get used to it. And see, what most folk do is when they fall, they wallow in that and feel sorry for themselves instead of getting back up and starting over. You got to have some determination, man, when you're going to do right. Because if you don't have that determination, you always falter. You always give in. When you ain't got no determination to want to get it right, you always going to give up. When you ain't got no determination. And can't nobody make you have determination. Determination is something you have to have within yourself. That's something you got to grow within yourself, determination. Okay? All right, man. Y'all be blessed. See you later.